collectors in disguise. Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Primus, collectors in disguise. Children of Primus. Children of Primus.
And we are back. Frenzy Freestyle Sunday Teletran 2 segment. And
I can't get over our intro song, man. I'm always like bobbing my head back and forth.
Oh, I know it.
You know?
I'm so glad that I can finally hear the dang thing.
An excellent synthesis of music and visuals.
Yeah.
you know, it's
so retro.
You get a bunch of creative talents put together, and things happen, which is kind of a segue for our guest that we have for this evening.
Who's that?
Well, his name is Todd, but I will let him explain, who he is and what he's doing. We'll bring him in about 2-3 minutes.
I can't wait that long.
Okay, fine. Then before you leave, make sure you subscribe and like the video.
Oh, I walked into that one.
It's too easy. Whole bunch of stuff happening. Got TFCon Toronto coming up July 10 to 12, which we will be there. We got all sorts of stuff happening in the background.
You have to say it's in Mississauga because people are going to go to Toronto. That's why.
That's true. But
okay.
I mean, which is funny because if they're flying in, they're still kind of coming in closer to Mississauga than actually Toronto, even though it's called the Toronto Airport. But it's one of those things.
Did he share like area codes in some parks? Is there some overlap? Kind of like how some cities and their surrounding counties sometimes do?
Kind of. I mean, they shared area codes at one point, but with the influx of numbers, it's been split and then split again and split again.
Yeah, I feel you.
I think there's more Greater Toronto outside of Toronto than there is Toronto itself, basically.
There is, which is a whole joke when you start talking about the Greater Toronto area, and at times I'm like, you know what? Let's just include New York, Niagara, like
hold on, wait a minute.
Anywhere else as a part of the GTA.
We're starting to get closer to the Greater Toronto Hamilton area too now.
Well, yeah, I think Hamilton was part of it, and I'm like, how is Hamilton part of GTA? But I'm like, just include everything. Everyone's welcome. They're all a part of Toronto.
But in Mississauga, TFCon.
There you go. So this week's guest, met him during the stream. Somewhat met him during our stream a couple weeks ago, and he jumped into the comments promoting his upcoming documentary. And I'm going to bring in Todd, who is the creator of this documentary. And welcome, Todd. How are you doing, sir?
Hey, how we doing, guys?
Hey, Todd. Nice to meet you. Yeah, we can hear you loud and clear.
Yep, very much.
Good.
Cool. So welcome to Children of Primus. Got myself, Spin, Mr. O in the top center, Mr. Magnus in the top right, Settenbach Arts on the left, Fear of Courage in the middle, and we've got Mr. Todd Douglas Bailey. And tell us who you are and why you're here this evening.
Well, I'd like to talk to you about your car warranty, number one. I just want to make sure you guys are covered properly. No, so like you said, my name is Todd Douglas Bailey. I am a independent filmmaker and a television news producer. Been doing it for 23 years, something like that. And I'm here to talk about a Transformers documentary that I am trying to get created, trying to produce, and ready to answer any questions you guys. I'm hoping you guys have watched the pitch video. If you haven't, maybe you can play it for your audience, and you can answer any questions, because I know a lot of questions that I get and a lot that I answer, and I'm certainly willing to answer anything, even if they're like stuff that I've answered before. I'm all about just making you guys at ease at what I'm trying to do here.
Well, funny you mentioned that, because I do have it. I do have it on set. So let's play the video.
Roll the film.
Awesome.
In 1986, a movie meant to sell toys changed a generation forever. For many of us, this wasn't just a movie. It was our first experience with loss, with heroism, with growing up. No one could predict what it would become.
Hi, I'm Todd Douglas Bailey, director of the upcoming documentary about the Transformers the movie and the incredible voices that help bring the movie to life. My goal for this documentary is to reunite the voices behind the characters, to talk about the lasting impacts that this film has had on several generations, plus what it meant to them.
This wasn't just animation. It was storytelling that took risks. It pushed boundaries. And decades later, fans are still feeling it. With your support, we'll capture exclusive interviews, uncover rare behind-the-scenes stories, and bring together the voices that defined a generation. Help us tell this story and celebrate the voices behind the legend.
So this call goes out to all the Transformers fans across the galaxy. Let's make this documentary happen. Transform and roll out.
Back this film today.
Well, I'm sold.
There you go.
Can you do you have the other one, the most recent video that I just posted to roll for your folks? Because that's a big one. That's a biggie.
Is that the one from
think I saw the
22 hours
thumbnail.
ago?
GB, Mr. GB.
That is it. Let me bring that one onto the screen.
No audio from this one yet. Yeah, we're not getting any audio from it. He's very animated about something.
Yo, guys, Greg Berger, the voice of Grimlock.
Sorry, let me bring it back.
Oh, hey, what's going on, guys? I didn't see you there. Yeah, you know, I'm just out taking a nice little walk, but hey, while I got you, I might as well make it a quick little announcement for you. Guess what? Transformers fans, it has happened. I can finally announce to you that Greg Berger, the voice of Grimlock, is joining More Than Meets the Voice, a Transformers legacy. Let's go, guys. Greg Berger, the voice of Grimlock, is joining More Than Meets the Voice, a Transformers legacy.
For generations of fans, Greg Berger's unforgettable performance as Grimlock helped make the Transformers the movie one of the most beloved animated films of all time. Now, Greg will be sharing his memories, experiences, and behind-the-scenes stories as part of our documentary celebrating the voices behind this incredible legacy. With legendary composer Vince DiCola already on board, Greg's participation is another major step forward for the project. But there's one catch. We only have a few days left in our KickStarter campaign. If you've been waiting to support the documentary, now is the time. Help us preserve these stories and bring this film to life. Back the campaign today. Till all are one.
That's crazy.
There's some very cool news.
Congratulations on that one.
Thank you. That was a biggie.
Is he the first one?
No, Vince DiCola was the first.
Oh, excellent.
Well, unofficially, I have others. I'm just not allowed to say. I can't tell anyone.
Right.
What I can announce, since we're on this subject here, like I told you, Spin, breaking news. Literally 5 minutes before this stream started, I just got confirmation from Mr. John Machida is going to be in it.
Oh,
Nice.
I mean, I'm allowed to announce that one. So probably I'll be working all overnight to get a video up to announce that one, to send that out to my backers. But you guys heard it here first. That's the next domino to fall.
Nice.
his segment will be really fast.
It'll be very fast.
That's what you should do. See how fast you can talk in the promo that time.
So I'm very excited about that one. I'm just hoping it catches fire, because we only got 3 days as of tomorrow left on this thing. So fire some questions away, guys. I've talked about it. I haven't spoken to you guys about it. So let me put your minds at ease on, for your followers to jump in on this on the ground floor, and let's get this thing made. So fire away.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna just before and I hope you guys are able to hold on to your questions. I'm going to throw it to you, Todd. What got you into Transformers?
You took my question already.
You're welcome, Mr. O.
That's an easy one. I'll try to keep my answer short. As you can see, I'm a passionate guy. I ramble a lot. I do what I call long talking. And so I'm 47, just for transparency, everybody knows out there. So I'm a G1 purist. What got me into Transformers is that, Optimus Prime, seeing that toy Christmas morning and seeing the cartoons, growing up with the G1 cartoons, and that basically took over Masters of the Universe for me, because Masters of the Universe was the first love, and then that came out, and then obviously all the rest of the 80s cartoons. But for some reason, Transformers is the one that has stuck with me throughout the years. That doesn't say I don't love my G.I. Joe and Thundercats and all those things, because I do. Like I said, I am an 80s kid through and through, so hopefully you guys can appreciate that. I got a massive collection of 80s cartoons over here. But Transformers is the one. That's always been the one. I stepped away from collecting the toys for adulthood, basically. When I left, I'm from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Grew up, born and raised there. Went to college. Oh, we got a Dallas fan in here. Is that what happened?
No.
The Fresh Prince reference.
Exactly.
For sure. But yeah, so I left for college and kind of got away from the toy collecting and grew up, But the love was always there. Every car I've ever owned has had Autobot insignias on it, and literally everything, jewelry, everything. And it wasn't until I saw, what was it, about maybe 2.5 years ago, I got back into the toys, that they were making animated, accurate figures. I like the Bay movies for what they are. But like I said, G1 is my love, so I wasn't collecting Bay 1 or Bayverse toys. But when the G1 came out, I got a massive collection of G1 now. As you can see, my G1 masterpieces behind me. So I'm not just a fan. I'm sorry, I'm not just a filmmaker. I'm a fan too, and this has been my love forever. So as you can see, the passion will come through. So to answer the question, that's how I got into Transformers. It's just from childhood.
Okay, so you just mentioned something, right? You said
Sure.
Masters of the Universe, G.I. Joe, Thundercats. We all grew up on that, right? Because we're all from that
Sure.
era. So what separated Transformers from Thundercats, G.I. Joe, Masters of the Universe, Silverhawk? I can go on, but what
Sure.
even even GoBots, right? So what did Transformers separated that from the other ones for you?
So this will be a very strange answer for you guys, because you got to remember, I'm 47. So when these things came out, I was what, 5, 6, 7, whatever. When the movie came out, we were what, 8 at the time. So for me, there was 2 out of all the cartoons that was out. It was Transformers, it was G.I. Joe, and for one reason, and this is coming from a child's perspective, there was real life consequences. When people got hurt, they got hurt. When people died off, they died off. They didn't come back. So where He-Man, there was always Skeletor got away and people got away, and there was no real life consequences. You always saw them in the next episode. But with Transformers, there was always, to me, in my child brain, it just seemed like there was real life consequences. Especially when the movie came out, it was like, holy crap, Prime's dead. Spoiler alert, Prime's gone. So
What?
I think I'm on the opposite end of the movie when I talk about that. Is people talk about how they were scarred from all the deaths and all that stuff. I think that brought me closer to the franchise, because it made me love the characters more that they were gone, and I wanted them more because they were gone. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes 100% sense. I think for Spin and I, when what draws to Transformers in a sense was, Optimus Prime and his morality. So that goes back to what you're kind of saying. And he was kind of like the father figure, because for us, I'm a product of immigrant parents in a sense of my parents were always working 24 hours. So when I was able to watch Transformers, hey, I get to watch a father figure on TV that was teaching me about morals. So it does follow the same kind of line what you're saying.
Totally
So
agree. Totally agree. Yeah, totally agree.
Cool.
Like I said, it's a weird answer, with the real life consequences from a child's point of view.
Yeah, no, but it makes sense, right? But now going back to what Spin said, what got you doing this, or what got you doing this documentary, right? What was the sole purpose of doing this documentary? Is it something because of what you love, or did you want to preserve some kind of history of Transformers that we can see for the rest of our lives, in a sense.
Yes, no, and yes, if that helps. So
Okay.
let me run it to you this way, okay? Just to be clear, this is not a Transformers movie. Okay, it's not a Transformers movie. Will I talk about the '86 and Generation One? Of course, it'll be mentioned. I mean, friggin' Optimus Prime's going to be in it. Yeah. Scratch that, reverse it. I'm hoping Optimus Prime's going to be in it. So, yes, it will deal with Transformers, but if you allow me to stage, let me tell you the whole thing about how it happened. So obviously, I'm a Giant fan. I passed that love on to my son, who is now 10 years old. He'll be 11 in January. So 2 years ago, I took him to his and my first TFCon, which was in Baltimore. And the whole sole purpose for us going down there was to meet Peter Cullen and obviously experience what TFCon had to offer, all the things. I think Frank was there too, but Peter was the main target because, you got that much scratch to get both of them at the time. So I don't know if you guys remember, but it was at that time that Peter, I don't know what happened. I don't want to say he got sick or whatever because I don't know. But he canceled the appearance and canceled appearances for like the next year and a half. Mm-hmm. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm 47. That dude's got to be 80s, and he is. He's in his 80s. The rest of the cast has got to be in their 70s, 80s, So that's always been in my mind. So then this year, he shows up back on the circuit. And I found out he was going to be at TFCon out in LA. So I really tried to make it out there. But like I said, I'm on the West Coast. I'm in Pennsylvania. Getting out there was just not going to happen. Then I found out that he was going to be down in Orlando for MegaCon. And I looked at my wife. I was like, MegaCon, I can make that. I'm going down. And she looked at me and said, nope, we're going down. So my ride and die was like, let's do this. And literally within a week and a half, we planned the entire trip to go down there. We left Pennsylvania on a Thursday night in the middle of the night, 2:30 in the morning. I had my kids up and in the car, and we were on the friggin' road driving down to Orlando. Got down there Thursday late night, went to MegaCon on Friday, met Peter, met Frank, got pictures with him, autographs and everything. And now here's the heart of the story. This is why the movie exists, or I'm hoping the movie will exist. As we got down there, and I'll show this for you guys.
That's
Here's
amazing.
my picture with the gang. That's me and the fam with Peter and Frank. And as you guys can go back and check out my TF Berserker YouTube page. I posted the whole video of us meeting them and the whole experience. It's very emotional. And because of the emotion that my son showed is what got me thinking about this. So as we're meeting them for the photo op, because we did both the photo op and the signing. But during the photo op, Peter Cullen grabs my son by the shoulder and gives him a hug. And as Optimus says, let's roll out. And he lost it. He being my son, lost it. And then Peter's reaction to me reacting to that, because I started losing it, just blew my mind. And it showed me that obviously this guy is a human being, but that was human emotion. That was human emotion that I've never seen from obviously an actor, especially a Transformers actor, because I haven't met any of them. You know what I mean? So having that kind of a emotional reaction with my son, knowing that I passed this legacy down to him of the Transformers and knowing it's going to be around forever, that touched me a lot. And you can see the raw emotion in that video on my YouTube channel. So I tell you that story to tell you this. Same thing happened when we met them in line for the signings. We go talk to Frank, and Frank is just, dude, he loves to chat, which I love that about him. He will give people all the time you want while you're in there. It's his ushers that will shoo you away to make time for everybody else. But, Frank also did some Scooby voices. So he says, my daughter Harper, she asked him, and you can hear this in the video too. She goes, can you say my name as Megatron? And he goes, how about I say it as Scooby? And my daughter's name is Harper. And he's like, hey, Harper. And then he says it as Freddy too. And I lost it. Like, that was the greatest thing ever. So we had a great time. Saw my daughter got to meet the K-pop Demon Hunter and all that stuff too. So we're on our way back. We leave at 2:30 in the morning to head back to Pennsylvania. Kids are in the back of the car sleeping. My wife is next to me sleeping, and I'm just driving, thinking about the whole experience and running over all the emotion that my son just did and all the emotion that I just did. And I know I got this video that I made for my YouTube channel, and I got thinking to myself, Todd, you're a friggin' filmmaker, dude. Like, you should do something here. There's a story to be told here that hasn't been told, and that's why I say this is not More Than Meets the Voice is not going to be a Transformers movie, because we have all those stories. We know about the sound recording. We know. Even Stan Bush's score, or soundtrack, we know that. We know how Peter came up with the voice, with the inspiration from his brother, Larry.
Yeah.
We know all these stories. What I want to explore in my movie is the human side of our voice actors that we love and cherish. Look at how many are not here anymore. Chris Latta, why am
Orson
I
Welles.
blanking? Scatman Crothers, Orson Welles, like all these guys are no longer here. And there's some people who are here who don't talk about it. Judd Nelson, what's the guy? Corelli. Some of these guys are just tough to get a hold of, and that's no crime, no foul. That's their choice to be like that. But of the people who do want to talk and do want to share, the questions I'm going to be asking in this documentary is not about the production of Transformers the movie or Transformers Generation 1 or any of that. I want to know what it's like, and I'm sure you guys are con people. You've been to cons before. So when you're at these cons and they give you these little itty bitty teeny lines to stand in, and they're this big, and you're next to other people, and you're queuing up and down for hours on end. What is it like to be on the opposite side of that table, looking at 1,000 people who spent hard-earned money and massive time, who knows how far they traveled, just to see you? How does that make you feel? That is the human aspect that I want to explore in this. Not only that, but like the Transformers goes far beyond just a toy, a cartoon. This thing is a living, breathing phenomenon that will be here long after all of us are gone. So knowing that these guys were on the ground floor of this, I want to know the human reaction to that. This is, if you want to talk about immortality, this is it. This is how someone is immortal. And those are the stories that I want to hear. Those are the stories I want them to tell. Like, what does that feel like? I don't know how that feels. Do you guys know how that feels?
Well,
To be involved in something like that, like that's insane to me. Like, and that's the story that I think, not only for us, the fans, and I've said this many times on other streams as well, and on my own streams, this is for their family, it's for their legacy, and the legacy of the franchise. That's what I'm trying to accomplish, guys.
So basically, what I'm hearing, if I could get this correctly, there's going to be a lot of interviews of fans that are going to these big lineups, like you're saying, at these Comic Cons, and
No.
their perspective.
No.
I can't even pronounce the word now.
The perspective of our actors.
Correct.
Not the fans. Granted, there are some, and you find gentlemen I could probably reach out to too, but I do plan on, there's a couple of other YouTube influencers that I've reached out as well to have a fan perspective in the film. Mm-hmm. So I am planning to have a fan perspective of what these guys are going to say, but I want the fans to react to what I capture in my interviews. So when I say what's it like to be at a con, like how's that feel? I'm talking about from Cullen's point of view, from Frank's point of view, from Berger's point of view. Like when you're sitting on the other side of the table looking out at the sea of people who spent money and time just to see you put a signature on a toy. Like that's got to carry some weight on the human soul. And that's what I want to explore.
And you know what? There are some actors in other franchises where they did the show back in like 70s and 80s and stuff, and then for them it was basically just a job and a paycheck until they started going out to the cons in like the 90s and 2000s, and then they realized that like there's thousands of people that that loved their character, and so then they started to come back into the fandom and started embracing it, whereas before it's just like I'm done with this, I have nothing to do, and it's like, oh, wait a second, my career, my home, everything exists because of these fans. Let me come back and embrace them.
My vision, and again, I'm always at the mercy of the talent, like of my participants. I hope, and I will explain this to them when we sit down across the table and I'm getting ready to schedule interviews and stuff, but my hope is to be invited into an intimate setting, into like their homes or whatever. It could be their front yard. I know people are private and I respect their privacy, but it's my goal to be like, let me just grab somebody. I got somebody around here. Here's Megatron. All right. I'm at Frank's house, right? And he picks up a Megatron and goes, you know, Todd, this is my favorite bot. This is the one I really enjoy. Like, Tell me the story behind that. Tell me the story, how you got that. What was it like to record the voice recordings for the Robeson? You're like, those are questions I'd like to know, but I want to know like what I just said, like the human aspect of it. That's what I want to explore. I want to turn the camera away from the bots and put it on the human.
Now we do have one of the questions in the comments from Toy Warp Vintage Reviews on YouTube is saying or asking. I assume the Kickstarter is to pay for the voice actors' fees for their time.
Not only that, making a movie costs money, guys. Like, if I could do it myself, I'd have every one of my 50 scripts that I have written done. Everything costs money. I'm gonna be open and honest with you. I've always been about transparency. When I first started the campaign, I had an AI image up, and I got fucking toasted. Sorry, I got
It's
roasted.
Well, no, it's okay.
For
It's
AI.
okay.
You're allowed to talk like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I working in the news industry, I know how AI is growing, and I know how people are using AI. AI is a tool. I'm not using AI now because of that feedback that I got. It seems like the fans were like, most people are anti. But what you have to understand, and most people don't, because you're not in this business. I've been in this business for 24 years. Everything costs money. Like, I was on a stream and people were like, well, why can't you just get somebody to do your artwork for you? Number one, I am a graphic artist. I know what the fuck I'm doing. Like, hang on. I meant to do this earlier because I think a lot of my roadblock is that people know the franchise, they know the Transformers, they know the actors. They don't know me, and they don't know my creds. Here's my creds, guys. I want to introduce you to my friends. These are all my awards.
There we go.
Okay, these are all my awards. Television, film, independent film. I don't have my Emmy with me because that sits in my office at work, but I'll shoot you a picture of that too. You can go find it on all my social media is wide open. You can see when I got the award and everything. So I got clout in the industry. Like, I know what I'm doing here. So when it comes to AI, you have to look at AI like Photoshop, like Office. It's just another tool that helps the artist. You know what I mean? It's so when I used it in the very, very beginning, it was to conceptualize what was in my head to do it easier because I have no money. That's what the Kickstarter is for. I'm sorry I'm getting animated and passionate, but this is the honest to God truth that people do not know about. And I'm glad you asked the question because it led me down this path for people to understand what it is. So the money, which is very, very low, $50,000 is not a lot of money to make a movie. It is not. But it was enough to get me started. It's enough to attract bigger sponsors, which I am in contact with major toy stores for sponsorship on this thing. Oh, wow. I just feared I'm going to run out of time. But when I talk about money, to answer that question, whoever was in the chat, yes, there are going to be fees for the actors. You got to pay people for their time. You got to pay people for their participation. No one's going to do this for free. Is it going to benefit them? Absolutely, because it's more publicity for them and everything. But I am an artist myself. I have made independent films myself. I have financed my own movies myself. It costs fucking money. It's hard to do. And to do something like this where, Greg Berger's not going to come to me. Peter Cullen's not going to come to me. I got to go to where they are, which is who the hell knows? They're all over the country. They're all over the world. I may have to go to Canada. I may have to go to Europe. As a matter of fact, there are a couple of influencers in UK, and my music producer is in UK. That I heard somebody comment on the track that was on both of them. That's original score from a guy named Charlie Armour, who has worked with people like Joseph Gordon-Levitt. He's a big time music producer, and he's out in UK. I've known the dude for 20 years. He's been with me all my movies. Like, I got professionals with me. So the use of AI was to cut I shouldn't say cut corners because that's not it. It's to get the idea and the art out of my head in a sufficient way. That's the whole use of AI. But because of the shit talk I got from it and people, I'm not AI slop, blah, blah, blah. Even in the campaign, which people do not read, I'm going to tell you that I got tons and tons of shit on there. People just do not read campaigns. They don't. That's a fact. And I'm sorry to say that, but they don't. It says in there, no AI will be used in this movie. Absolute zero AI is used in the movie. There's a disclaimer that Kickstarter makes you put on there that says there was an AI image used for the promotional material. And then it says AI will not be used in the movie. So AI can be put to bed right here and right now. It's not going to be.
You know what? When we get around to our AI topic, because I know it's one that it will need to be researched before just putting it out there. But like myself, I also work in music. Minor graphic designs and stuff, but music is my heart, and I use AI for certain things, but I never use it for music, where I'm just like, there has to be music is just a human thing. It has to sit with that, but it's a tool for other stuff that I do. And in terms of digital digital stuff and tech stuff. But there was one topic months ago where essentially, like, anytime I create the live stream topics, it's like I'll use an existing image from like old G1 cartoons or anything, or news. But that specific topic, I'm like, there's no other reference on the internet that I could find an image for. So I needed AI to create that image for it. And that just went all over the place. And I'm like, you're missing the point of the topic and you're attacking the image. It has nothing to do with the image. The topic was the main point of what's going on. And that's the last time I ever used AI for an image. And again, it was only because that specific topic, there's no other way to explain it without sitting it down and creating it. And I didn't have time to sit and create that image. So it's going to be a topic when we get around to it, because it's quite a thing.
See, I'm
Dude,
the opposite
the
of
vitriol you get on it is crazy.
No, I was gonna say I'm the opposite. I love AI. I use it as a tool all the time, and I'm not a graphic designer, and I don't have time to go pay somebody to create a very simple image that I need to come out of my head. So I'll use AI. So people need to understand it's here. It's a tool. There's a way of using it properly. So who cares? And Todd, this is a platform for you to spiel whatever you want, man. You can vent, you can promote. Don't worry about it. This is the after hours show. Okay,
But
so
see, to
you
Mr.
can go
O,
ahead, man.
I'm gonna throw something over to you, because in some of the DJ circuits, and it's funny, it's been going all over the place. There's this certain image, basically like, a flyer image for a club, and it's the same AI image that everyone's complaining about, and it's like, today is this DJ, local Steve will be in appearance and all this and that. But the problem with it is, like, every single image looks the same. So it's not like, okay, here's, something creative. In a sense, put it this way. Imagine if all the comic books back in the day were only drawn by one artist. At a certain point, you'd be like, well, it's kind of boring, because it's like, here DC has so-and-so, they have their creative spin on it. Marvel has so-and-so, and it's like, you tell the artist, you can tell the different artists between their artwork, whereas like now it's all the exact same artwork. So at that point, it's like, well, it's just kind of lost.
So you see what I mean, Todd? One end to the other from AI perspective. So don't worry about it. You got to do what you have to do, and if you need that tool to help you to really promote what you're trying to accomplish here, which is something that I think is fantastic, then you know what? Why not? Right? And people need to understand you're doing something here that's going to be around forever. And if you can use every tool in the toolbox to make sure this thing happens, again, why not?
It's kind of I got 3 days left on here, and you said I can vent. So
You
I'm
can say
going
whatever you want,
do
man.
it.
Go ahead. Do it.
I'm
Hey,
kind of
Hey, Todd, keep in mind,
yeah.
watch your fucking language.
You fucking got it. But like reaching out to you guys, I'm glad you invited me on here to talk about it, because Transformers, it's a 40+ year franchise, but beloved by everyone. The different factions of the show, G1, Beast Wars, Cyberverse, Bay movies. There's tentacles of Transformers everywhere. So there's tens of millions of fans. I've been to the TF cons. I've been to MegaCon. I see the fans out there. There's tens of millions. The fact that I can't find fucking 5,000 people to give me $10 to make a goddamn documentary about characters that we love is blowing my goddamn mind, dude. And when I say it's doing something emotionally, okay, put it like this, okay? Dude, I'm giving it to you guys. You guys are here now. You in the Church of Todd now.
Do it.
So
Amen.
let me just tell you the work I put into this thing, okay? Just to give you a glimpse of what I do. Number one, like I said, I'm in Pennsylvania. I work for a news station here in Pennsylvania. So I do my 9.5 hour day doing news editing, news writing, promo writing, all that type of stuff. Love my job. Changes every day. Love my job. From the time I wake up to the time I go to work, I'm working on this picture. From the time I come home, I play with my kids, I feed them, do what I can. When they go to bed, I'm working on this film. And when I say working on this film, I mean I'm up 5 o'clock in the morning, right? Mm-hmm. LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. I message personally 75 contacts per platform per day to solicit help with this. Mind you, this is not cold calling people. This is people I know. People I know, family, friends, colleagues, trying to help with this. And that's how hard I've been working. I'm talking a day, guys, a day. I have 47 backers right now. 47.
Wow.
Out of the tens of millions of Transformers fans, I have 47 backers. And being able to grab Vince DiCola when I messaged him, and him and his representative were like, this is a friggin' terrific idea. And while I'm on Vince, let me tell you why I chose Vince, because I know he's not a voice actor, okay? Can you imagine Prime dying to any other music but Vince's music? Can you imagine the siege of Autobot City than anything but Vince's music? His music was a voice that we did not know and realize at the time we needed in that film. That's why I chose Vince. And I said that to him in my email to him, and when I spoke to his people and him, and they absolutely love this idea. Mr. Berger, okay? I've been chatting with him for weeks. I can say this now because he's with us. I've been chatting with him for weeks, and he loved the idea. And then we, talking to him more and getting the idea more, him understanding more, being able to get him signed on. He's excited about this. Loves the idea. Okay? John Mosqueda just got a hold of him. Reached out to him, loves the idea. So if the actors love the idea, I can't mention other people, guys. I can't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Just know.
There's more.
Just know. Shit's in the work.
Okay.
There's more. People love the idea. I can't mention the toy companies because I'm not going to give them any free publicity until contracts are signed, but there are big toy companies involved that love the idea, that are running it up the chain. And I'm talking, I've had big meetings. Like, we're in the final hour here. And I'm hoping, for my own friggin' personal mental health, I hope it comes together in these last 3 days, man, because it's been a grind. It's been a grind. And reaching out to folks like you at night, that's what I've been doing. And like I said, that's why I'm thankful for you guys for entertaining me to come on and talk about it, because being shunned is like 90% of the job. And I've gotten 99% shunned from fans. And I don't know why. I mean, am I ugly? People seem like the movie's a good idea. Like, everybody I talk to is like, this is a great idea. It's a film that I haven't come across, so it's like, I know what I'm doing. I have the acting, or not acting, but the producing credentials. Like, I have the team in place. Like, I got the voice actor, or not the voice actor, but the voice narration that you heard. That's a fucking professional. He does shit for TV, movies, everything. Like, that's an actual professional who's doing that as a courtesy favor to me for being in the industry to do my campaign for him. When the campaign reaches its goal, again, somebody asked about money. That guy's got to get paid. I'm not getting paid on this. I don't want any money from this. I just want to make a movie for you guys. That, honest to God, that's what I want to do. Like, if I do get money from it, it'll be from distribution. Full disclosure, it'll be from a distribution deal. But in terms of the funding, I'm not going to take a cent from this. What it's going to pay for is travel, lodging, food, equipment, contracts, salaries for the people, for the participants, copyright law, all these legal things. And all I was asking for was 5,000 fans out of tens of millions to send $10. That would get me to the goal. If they sent $20, that would get me twice my goal, which would make the movie much easier and more being able to include many more people. Because there are some big fish that I'm trying to go after. And as you guys can see, I'm a passionate dude. Like, I wear my emotions on my sleeve and I put it out there as it is. I'm trying to get Judd Nelson. I'm trying to get Eric Idle. I'm going to go after those guys. Like they don't talk very much, but I feel like the human aspect of them and maybe why they are kind of disconnected from the franchise, I don't know. That's a question I'd like to ask and have answered. So there will be more than meets the voice in this movie.
So I think you kind of answered one of my other questions. Basically, you say it's a movie, right? Are you looking to put this in movie theaters? Are you looking to put this on YouTube? Like, what is your main? I guess people can watch your documentary here.
Well, I mean, number one, the first means of distribution will be to the backers. So go back the fucking movie. If you pay for it, like, and it's not even a big one. I think it's like the $25 level. You get to watch a cut, the very first cut. You get to watch with me on a live stream, like with me, private live stream. Then for a higher, I think it's like maybe the $50 donation, whatever. You get a digital copy of the final film. You get it first before anybody else does. So that's the first means of distribution. But for my goal, do I want it in a theater? Fucking absolutely. Who wouldn't want it in a theater? I do have connections to theaters because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other. I'm just looking at my poster. Sorry, 5 other films that have been in theaters. Like I am a theater distributed filmmaker. My biggest movie, which was a documentary on Bigfoot called Bigfoot Lives, went on to make over $4 million. I didn't see that money because I was a work for hire, so don't get it twisted. I ain't rich. The owner of the copyright made that money, but that movie was on Netflix, Amazon. I think it's still on Amazon. It made it to Time Warner Cable and Blue Ridge Cable, different other cable companies that I don't know that's in the Southwest and out West. Like I was cut off once the movie was done and created, and I had the deliverable. But it went on to make over $4 million. Like, I know how to do this. I know what I'm doing. So for distribution chains, yeah, I'm looking for Hulu. I'm looking for Netflix. I'm going to reach out to Hasbro to see if they want to buy it outright. I don't have Hasbro lined up now. That is not one that I am talking to, because this doesn't have to do with any of their intellectual property. Like, I won't be showing anything without paying for that. So if I do want to show like B-roll of the movie or G1 or whatever, guess what, guys?
You pay a fee.
I gotta fucking pay for it. Mm-hmm. That's what it's gonna come. You know, when people see $50,000, like, you know, just regular fans, I don't know what they think. I just put $50,000 in my pocket and go take my phone and go find Peter Cullen and interview him. Like, that's not how it works. This is the real world, son. This is not how it works.
Now, you say you get a whole bunch of questions, right? Where are you getting your question from? Is it just you, or are you taking questions from, you know, like from your YouTube channels, like, you know, your subscribers, or are you asking your people that are donating to submit a question in as well too? Like, how are you coming up with your questions?
Oh, you mean for the people?
Yeah, or for the
I've
film,
already
basically.
yeah. So if I had my friggin' tablet here, I'd show you. But I have a running document, okay, of what the 8 actors I have in mind. I have 15 pages worth of notes, questions for each actor. And a lot of the questions are coming from me, and coming from what I see people are asking me in my comments on my YouTube channel, and through my TikTok. So I am taking, you know, if it's a reasonable, like, I don't want the question, well, how did Peter come up with Optimus' voice? No, you can go find that somewhere else. But if somebody gives me a deeper meaning question that I haven't thought of already, it goes into my document.
Cool.
Now, actually, Fear, did you have something to say earlier, and you have something on the screen?
Yeah, you'd mentioned something earlier about resources, and it shook something loose in my head. And something here that I wanted to make sure you knew about, because I think it might help the background of this a little bit. So, I don't know if you've heard of this. This is on YouTube. It's called the BotCon Video Archive. And it's a bunch of videos of the official Transformers convention. First 10 years, starts in 1994, goes to 2004. And why it might be useful for you is we have...
Is that Mendenhall right there?
Yeah, we have very old panels of some of these guys. This is a Peter Cullen panel from 2004. They got John Machida from even earlier than that. There's one here I want to find. Yeah, this one's important because this is from 1997. This is the first time Peter Cullen ever did a panel ever, and you know, fans were a little bit taken aback at how, you know, the fandom response for the first time, which ties in a little bit to what you were saying, right?
Huh.
Yeah.
Dude, thank you for that. I did not know that existed.
Yeah, so it's about 10 years worth of stuff. It starts in 1994. It's a little bit out of sequence, but, you know, they mentioned the year. It goes all the way up to 2004. A lot of different panels. A lot of the TFTM guys are interviewed here. You know, very, very nice vintage time capsule. There's an email address here that they give out if you want to talk to them about footage.
That's awesome.
But as research, maybe even as like B-roll for the movie, I think maybe it could be useful to you. This just made me think of it as we were talking.
Spin, can you throw that into my chat for me? I don't have anything down here to write down. Please and thank you.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just up on
Appreciate that.
YouTube.
Much appreciated. That's great. That's a great asset right there.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll have to pay BotCon, but I love it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if this is official because it sounds some of them were like fan submitted. But yeah, it is a really nice time capsule. Just outside of even this documentary, it's kind of nice to look at some of the old ones and see what fandom looked like in like 1995 or whatever.
Yes, yes.
Shot on video cameras.
Yes. So what else can I answer for you guys and for your followers, man? Like I just want the people to have as much information as they can, because I've said this before, and I'm gonna long talk again for a second. So think of your questions. I understand what I'm asking people, and I'm looking you guys dead in the face when I say this. I understand it's hard times, no matter how you politically lean, whatever. It's hard times for everyone. So I understand asking you for $1, $5, $10. It's a big ask, and I fully understand that. But if you're willing to trust me, and you are a fan, and you love Peter, you love Frank, and you love the rest of the gang, give me an opportunity to deliver something not only to you, but for their families and for the rest of the fandom that can live on long 40 more years. Leave it for my son. Leave it for your kids, your daughter. Let these people realize who they are. Guys, the actors are there. Let's be real here. Let's talk turkey. They're in their 70s, they're in their 80s. We don't live forever. Nope. That's what lit a fire under my ass. When I met these guys down in MegaCon, I realized what their mortality is. You know, I want to be able, and I'm telling you, look at the emotion on my face right now. I am dead fucking serious. I want to do this for them, not for me, and really not for like the wild of the fandom, but when it comes down to the heart, my heart of heart is for them. I love those guys so much for what they gave me in my childhood and shaped me as a fucking man. You know, shaped me as a man. Growing my kid with these kind of core values is guys. I grew up in Philadelphia, a lot of gangbangers and fucking drugs, and at the height of cocaine and crack and all that shit. You know what saved me? Fucking Transformers, man. Transformers. That's what saved.
It's okay, Todd. It's okay, Todd.
Yeah, this is. that's.
No, it's okay. Remember what I said to you earlier. That's what helped Spin and I grow up, and we actually kind of grew up in the ghetto as well too, man. So keep on going.
I just want you to know,
friends through this.
The people who donate, they know how hard I'm working, because they get updates all day long. Anytime I fart and I'm like, fuck, I farted, guys, and I was writing something. Here it is. There's in a 30-day campaign, there should not be over 60 updates. There are over 60 updates. I'm keeping you guys informed. You can trust me with your money. You can trust me to tell this story. The actors are already trusting me. I got a bunch of them that's ready to roll, but I gotta produce the paper in order to announce it. If you know what I'm saying, I gotta produce the paper in order to announce it. And I just want to make something really fucking special for everybody, particularly them.
And you know,
hit me with your question so I don't fucking cry, man.
I'm gonna go back to what you said earlier in sense, and I mean, you know, you working in production for the last few decades, and you know, I've been there through music and other stuff, and it's this weird reality where friends and family, you know, for instance, if I were DJing an event and it's like, you know, you tell your close friends and family, it's like, I'm going to be playing somewhere Friday night, you know, come down, and a small percentage of them may come down, but you go and tell like 500 different strangers and like all 500 of them show up. So now that we're in this different reality, it's like those friends and family, what they could do is share whatever's out there, because that's free, you know, and be like, yo, friends and family, you know, he's putting out this documentary, just share it within your people, and then your people share it within those people. That's what kind of like brings everything together. So it's like, you know, it's not really, you know, it's not really relying on that core to fund, which really the core should be helping and funding, but at the same time, they should be spreading the word out. Whereas it's like, you know, if you got 50 friends, right there, automatically that means there's 100 people that should know about this. And then that branches out. There should be 200 people that know about this, you know, and I mean, that goes for you, that goes for us, that goes for anything creative. That's just how it's supposed to work.
What we can also
but we all consume it. We all consume the art. Mm-hmm. People think art, music, film, it's all looked at as third tier when it comes to life. But every single thing in your life is surrounded by the arts. Every single thing is surrounded by the arts. Now, I don't know if you guys are familiar with this YouTuber. I'm going to give him a shout out because he's become a very good friend of mine, Patriot Prime. Patriot Prime reviews was the first YouTuber that answered my call and put me on his live stream within a day.
Nice.
And one of the first things I said to him was what I wanted to do was the Wayne's World effect. If you guys are familiar with Wayne's World, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, and they tell two friends, only to reach 5,000 people to give me $20. That was my goal. I called it the small guppy hunt. Instead of going after the big whale, I'm going after the little guppies. People who I believe, if you're buying a fucking $60 Transformer, this is Battle Damage Megatron, by the way. If you buy this twice, you can send me 20 goddamn dollars, man. You know what I mean? Like, people will go buy this.
Todd, on behalf of those of us here at the Children of Promise, we just backed you $100.
Fuck yeah, buddy. Fuck yeah, buddy. Love that. Love that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And more importantly, share it. Share it out. I got a long way to go, guys, to make this thing. And like I said, I've made movies for a long time. I was on a 10-year hiatus because, does that say that? I can't say that word. Hiatus because of my son being born, and then my daughter was born. So it's really hard to do any kind of film work when you got two young ones. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So at 10 and 7, you know, I felt like this was the right time to do it. And seeing how hard it is to raise this only 50,000, and I again, I know 50,000 is a lot, but in terms of making a movie, it is not. It is not a lot of money. And seeing how hard it is to raise this for a franchise that literally has tens of millions of people, it's making me wonder if I want to continue making films, if you know what I mean. Because if I can't get 10,000 people, or I'm sorry, 5,000 people to back this, which is a worldwide known franchise with millions of fans, how am I going to get anybody to back me to make my movie? And spin to what you're saying. You know, I know I've told you guys how hard I've been working on this. I'm going to give you another small window into what I've been doing. 3 weeks. I've been working on this movie since MegaCon back in what was that, March 16th. On my way back, March 18th, I've been thinking about this movie and how to make this come together. So for all that lead up, I made personal videos and personal messages and personal emails to my inner circle, friends, family, colleagues, old colleagues, telling people that number one, I had a fight with Indiegogo because I was going to put this on Indiegogo at first because my last movie Going Up, I actually successfully funded through Indiegogo. And there was a reason I use Indiegogo is because you keep whatever you raise, you keep, whether you hit the goal or not. So then I moved over to KickStarter, and through my research, through the decades and my research now through KickStarter, you're like, I'm trying to remember what the percentage was. It was high 90s% fail if you don't have 30% on launch within 72 hours. If you don't have 30%, there's an over 90% chance you are going to fail. I knew that metric. I knew that algorithm before I launched the campaign. So what do? I try to reach out to, like you said, Spin, that inner circle to try to get as much possible. I wasn't asking for to have, I wasn't hoping to have the 30% of 50K because what's that, $15,000 or something like that, if my math is correct. I just wanted $5,000, where I'm sitting at now. I was trying to get at least $5,000 so that the Kickstarter algorithm picked up that in the first 72 hours, it had momentum, and then it would start pushing it to where it needs to go and putting it in front of people where it needs to go. That's the whole point of the algorithm. You know who told me that also? AI. Mm-hmm. But that's the whole point of the algorithm. That's how Kickstarter works. If you do not have a giant boost in that first 72 hours, you're doomed. And when that happened to me, I was like, I'm still going to work it. I'm going to work it hard. So that's what I'm saying. For months at a time, months. This didn't go. I wanted this to go live on May 1st to try to catch it, try to catch people before the summer season. But because of the fight with Indiegogo and having, I fought with them for 3 weeks before I decided, you know what, screw you guys, I'm going to go switch. So I switched over, and I think the campaign went live the last week of May. So from the last week of May to this last week of June, 30 days. From March to then, I've been contacting people, sending them personal messages, personal videos, trying to build that momentum before launch, telling them, hey, I need you to show up. And these are the closest people to me. So you can see the numbers and see who showed up. So we're trying to get strangers to back this when, number one, they don't know me from a can of chew spit. And then me trying to ask you for money to make a Transformers movie, the first thing people are thinking is, oh, he's going to go ask Peter Cullen how he came up with Optimus Prime's voice, without even reading what the documentary is about. So trying to reach those people is very, 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 very difficult when you don't have momentum, which is the whole reason why I told you the story.
Cool. That actually,
Yeah, I was gonna say a lot of people do skim through a lot of the literature, right? And you need platforms.
But you don't
like this.
you don't expect that from your personal circle, though.
No, and you're right, but
Right.
you also need platforms like this so people can actually hear your passion, right? So that's why we're very thankful for you to be on our platform, so you can share this and how we can help each other out. And another thing as well too, I was going to say to Spin, maybe we can put something on our web. Hold on, we can put something on our website to help you, put a link directly to help donate to
the
your
Kickstarter.
project, right?
Can I ask who is Toy Warp?
He's like one of our friends within our circles.
He's
Within
asking about
our
I just
collectors
want
in
to
disguise.
I just want to know if he can clarify what does he mean by primary sponsorship.
What? Yeah.
Are
So
there different tiers? I guess is there different tiers for
There,
Kickstarter?
there are many tiers in the Kickstarter. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes,
Because
there
I never
are.
been on it. I don't know how that works, right? I don't know.
Look, put it like this. Let me answer this guy's question. I don't, like I said, I don't know him, but he's asking about primary sponsorship, so that piques my interest because primary means main sponsor typically. So just so if he's still on listening, or they are still on listening, I offered 1, 2, 3. I'm going to say 3 or 4 different toy companies primary sponsorship for the whole film, and what that means is they would fund the project, like not they would fund the Kickstarter. How much more I raise, whatever. But what I was offering for primary sponsorship was to fund the Kickstarter through Kickstarter for many reasons. Number one, it's a tax ramification on me and a tax ramification on you. If you do it as a donation, different tax codes incur where you don't have to pay much more taxes on the back end, depending on what country you're in. I think you guys are in Canada, right?
Yeah, some of us
That's
are.
what I thought. Yeah.
U.S.
So, along with that, like I said, I offered it to a couple toy companies, and it's not off the table. I'm still negotiating with them. I'm hoping to have conversations pick back up this week. But through that primary sponsorship, basically what I pitched to them was throw it into the Kickstarter, so you get your taxes and everything, but you also become the primary name on the film. So it would be, in that guy's case, what was it? It went away. I don't.
Toy Warp.
Toy. Okay, so it would be Toy Warp presents a Todd Douglas Bailey film. Berserker Media presents. You understand what I'm saying?
So
Plus
what?
a small percentage of the copyright.
So okay. So can you list out your tiers then for dumb guys like myself that had never been on Kickstarter, so we don't know
I've
how
got it right
works?
here. You want me to bring it up?
Yeah, please. So at least people will know, right?
I was gonna say I'll bring it up, but I didn't know if I left a window if it would cut me out from you guys.
Well, as
But
a
there's a lot of unique things in there. A lot of unique things, and some things are going to depend on my participants too.
now as Magnus is pulling that up, RJ Eagle, another one of our dedicated viewers, apologizes for being late, missed a bunch, but has a question for you, Todd. Have you contacted
Absolutely.
or given a heads up to the G1 voice actors you're capturing in your documentary? And it may have been an obvious question, but he does have another question as well, which is, let's see, will you be including script writers for the voice actors in your doc? And if successful, is there a possibility of expanding it to include a doc on the artists, storyboard writers, etc.?
So, thanks for the question, dude. I'm glad you popped on to come investigate what I'm all about and what this film's all about. To answer your first question, yes, we have 3 confirmed participants and many more than I have been in contact with. Not that I'm going to contact, but many that I have been in contact. The 3 who we can announce is the legendary composer Vince DiCola, who did the score for the film, for the '86 movie. We have the legendary voice of Grimlock, Mr. Greg Berger, confirmed, and we also have the fastest talking boy, John Mosquito, the voice of Blur. I can't do his voice. I'm terrible at that. Too bad you can't edit live. And the second question was, nope. This one is, like I said, this is you probably weren't here, but this documentary is going to focus on the human aspect of the voice actors and how they feel and how they view not only Transformers the franchise, but the Transformers fans that basically given them everything they have in their lives. But when you ask about expansion, trust me, I'm my wheels are turning, baby. You see what I do? I'm a collector.
Okay.
So if something like this is if I were successful to make this film, the next documentary would probably be the collectors of Transformers, somewhere along the lines of the toys that made us. So I was thinking about that. But in terms of more than Mitch the voice, no, it's not about the production of the film. It has nothing to do with the production of the film or the people, the behind the scenes people. This is strictly the actors. So the writers, Stan Bush. I explained why I did Vince DiCola because I believe his music is a voice in the movie and provided a lot of emotion to the performances from the actors. Sorry guys, I'm 47. My brain ticks sometimes, so it takes me a second to articulate what I'm saying. I think like Blur, but speak like Wheelie.
That's all of us. That is all of us.
So I can't see the other levels. I can't see the other levels anymore because we're now backers. So I can only see my level.
Okay.
So we did the $100 backing, which makes us a Matrix bearer. We will get our name in the credit of the film, and I'll contact you all whenever we do this, but that will be the Children of Primus. That won't be my name. That will be the Children of Primus. It includes thank yous, campaign updates, early digital access to the film, exclusive backer updates, behind-the-scene content, special thanks in the film credits, and the digital print of the movie poster. That's what we got.
That was your Matrix bearer.
That's the Matrix bearer, yes.
So everything in that.
And then there was another one that was $250, and there was another one that was $500, and another one that was I think $5,000.
Yes,
it was $1,000.
So your Matrix bearer,
and they get production credits.
Yes. Now the most interesting thing, which would be the Prime Legacy. Okay, that's the 5,000 one. Like, I figure I'm trying to find you guys again. I got tabs open now. There we go. All right, because I like to see you when I'm talking to you. I can go through some of the other rewards too, but a lot of it is what I want to offer is the same thing how I raise my children. Anybody can give you a poster, physical shirt, mug, all that bullshit. I want to give you experiences, shit that you've never seen before. I've been in the world of television and film, so I know what a set looks like. I know what lights look like. I know what setup looks like in, getting everything ready. I know that stuff, but you guys don't. If you're not in this world, you don't. So I was hoping, because I am a fan, so obviously I watch a lot of Transformers YouTube, a lot of Transformers Twitter, I'm all over the place. I see the goddamn collections that's out there. People are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars on not only like third-party figures, but mainline figures. So I've made this $5,000 perk for that type of collector who may have interest in this. And as each tier goes up, there's only, I think, 3 more tiers before you get to the 5,000 one. You get that tier plus everything else underneath it, if that makes sense. So it stacks. Everything stacks. So for the final tier, what the big prize is not only the executive producer credit, which means you actually become an executive producer on film. Your name goes up in IMDb and all the film right, all the copyrights and all that stuff. But also, I'm bringing you virtually onto set with me, which means I will have my phone. We'll do something like this, a Zoom call or something like that. I'm going to sit you down and you will fucking watch me interview Peter Cullen with his permission, obviously. So it's always that little, the small print. It's obviously with their permission. But that's my plan. If I'm interviewing Greg Berger, you will be there watching everything set up, all the behind the scenes stuff that the rest of the backers won't see. And you get to see how a movie is made. Like, it's not being up produced. Like, you see it in live time. Like, that's one of the best experiences I think I can offer somebody.
That's crazy.
We'll do a few more questions because I know we don't want to go too long for the evening. RJ Eagle says, "What voice actor?"
Holy shit! It's 10 o'clock already.
Oh. I know. What voice actor are you most excited to interview or document?
Most excited. Honest to God, a lot of people would probably say think I would say Prime. Think I would say Peter. I met Peter twice in that one con. Lovely gentlemen, both of them. Both guys, if you have a chance to meet them, both of them were friggin' awesome people. Awesome in a small amount of time. But to answer your question, I'm long talking again. This is going to be very controversial. Judd Nelson. If I could get Judd Nelson, he would be my white whale. For 2 reasons. Number one, like I said, I am a fan, so I go through Transformers YouTube. I've never seen much of him talking about it. talking about his involvement in the franchise, and he's one of the biggest pieces of the franchise. You know what I mean? Like, that's when it comes to the '86 movie, dude. It's prime and it's Hot Rod and Rodimus. Number 2 is, and this is the controversial part, why I say Judd Nelson. Rodimus Prime is my favorite Transformer. He's my favorite character, and I say that because it comes with a caveat. Rodimus Prime from the '86 movie is my favorite Transformer. Rodimus Prime from season 3 is trash. But it was because he became the leader that ended the Cybertronian War. So in that small 2 minutes of film time he had in the '86 movie, he won my heart. Prime is 2. Rodimus is 1. He's my favorite Transformer. So being able to get Judd Nelson in this would be a dream come true.
Nice. Impactor Productions, one of our younger members, he creates stop motion videos. He says, I'm going to add into my list of stop motion videos to do a shout out for the More Than Meets the Voice, because this right here is good. I will pull out my G1 guys and pull out some good voice scenes.
Much love, brother. Much love. Share the campaign too.
Well, you know, and I think I was thinking of this earlier in terms of the inspiration behind the documentary and the franchise over the years. The many people who have become voice actors, even if it's not Transformers related, but Transformers kind of pushed them to get into the voice acting industry. How have you seen that on your end, and would that be kind of a connection since you are aiming to speak to the voices behind the franchise?
No one like that has approached me before, but I think that'd be a fantastic story to tell. That'd be a great story to tell. But a lot of the questions I get, particularly on TikTok and my YouTube, is people want to know what some of you guys ask, like, will there be artists involved? Will there be the storyboard guys? Will there be the sound designer? Like, stuff that had to do with the production of the show and the movie. That's a lot of, like, I'm trying to get people to understand it's not a Transformers movie about that. It's about the human beings who gave us the voices of these bots that we love.
Nice.
So
It's more of a human story, like I said, than it is Transformers.
So just before we sign off, give your elevator pitch. Why, again, but short form elevator pitch, and also where and how we can get to you, all your platforms, how to donate and all that crazy stuff that you need. So spotlight's on you, my friend.
So number one, if you guys haven't seen me by now on Facebook, Instagram, all the Transformer groups, like, then I'm doing a fucking terrible job promoting this thing. But yeah, you can find me. You see my name. I'm on. Shoot me a message on Facebook. I do have Berserker Media on Facebook. That's my business. That's my production company is Berserker Media. That's why my YouTube channel is TF Berserker for Transformers Berserker. You see my little hatchet logo on there. You know it's me. Same name on X or Twitter, whatever the hell you want to call it. Blue Sky. Blue Sky. And TikTok. So I'm there. Instagram, I'm there. Everything is Go Berserk, TF Berserker. The Kickstarter campaign is More Than Meets the Voice. Super easy to find. It's on all my socials. I think Greg Berger put it out. Vince DiCola put it out. Like, it's out there. It's out there.
Very nice, and definitely we'll also have everything listed in the description of this video as well. So once we get it out there, it will attract people back to you, and I mean, it would have been nice if we were able to connect like a few weeks earlier, or even a month earlier, to just kind of get it out. So I know it's that final stretch. So hopefully it gets out there, and more people jump on this to see this happen.
Anything you guys can do to help me get it out closer to in front of more eyeballs. We gotta throw a big net to catch 5,000 people. So let me just say before you cut us, I just want to personally thank you guys, because you heard what I said earlier. I do not take it lightly when people trust money in my hands. I do not take that lightly. Like I've said it before on other streams, I'm gonna say it to you guys. I will not let you down. I will be responsible. I will make a great fucking movie, and you will be proud that you were backed this film.
Awesome.
Nice.
Thank you so much, Todd, for joining us for today and promoting your documentary, what you want to do, and what it sounds like it's going to be awesome. So to all of our viewers, please help out Todd whatever way you can by promoting him, by sharing the love, spread the gospel, and also donate, right? So let's get this document out there. And you know what? At the end of the day, you can literally say, "Hey, I was part of it. I was able to contribute, and now I'm able to see."
There's my name in the credits right there.
Exactly. There you go. Right. So again, thank you, Todd, for joining us today.
Guys, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Does anybody else have any questions for Todd before we sign off? Look at Spin.
What do you think of this scourge? That's what I'm saying. Dude, I forgot how many steps there were to transform an MP10. Son of a bitch.
Dude, them MPs, you gotta have an architectural degree, engineering degree.
I do.
You see, Mr.
I am an
Magnus?
architect.
That's the guy right there next to you, Mr. Magnus. That's the guy that you need, right?
You said you have a collection.
Oh, here we go.
That's just a part of the.
Is that
room.
our masterpiece?
Oh, it's everything.
The shelf behind me is, that all is.
Yeah.
You
But
see
so is this one over here,
All
and that one over there, and that
I'll
one
give
over
you.
there. And then
Since
all
we're
those
playing.
white shelves back there, those are all the...
He has 5 of everything, Todd. Don't bother.
Oh, dude.
This is the 15th. This is the 15th largest collection in the United States. It's 3,500.
See, that's what I'm talking about. My collection is minimal. Like I said, I just got back into it, but I love that thing there. That's awesome. But this is my masterpiece Decepticons, all right there. There's your Lego guys. I got Soundwave. Just got to put them together.
Nice.
There's my Autobots. Now this is something I'm you see the Battle Damage Prime?
Mm-hmm.
That's Peter Cullen's signature. That's what I had him sign in TFCon. That's Cullen. That's my prize jewel. But that's the rest of my masterpiece. I just took some guys out because I just did a live stream where I was rearranging. This is my whole '86 collection here, and I was rearranging it. That's why it's a mess. The top shelf is looking good, but the rest is I got to change all the lights and everything on it. But that's my little humble collection. But as you can see, I'm a collector too, man. I'm a fan. I'm a filmmaker. I'm a professional.
I have Peter's autograph on my 1984 in the box.
In box.
Yeah, and 1984 Megatron in the box is autographed by Frank Welker. I have a sealed 1986 Jetfire. Yeah.
Greg?
Huh? It hasn't been signed. No, but
it hasn't been signed. I'll tell you what. Hang on. I'll tell you what. Hold on to that Jetfire, okay? Go find me $500 of donations. Get it into KickStarter. I will personally take that fucking Jetfire to Greg Berger and beg him to sign it for you.
You heard it here first.
That's right.
The challenge is there.
The challenge
is there.
And Todd, one thing, you have to count how many Transformers you have in your collection, because we have this running joke, because Magnus has so many Unicrons in his collection. There's like this gravitational pull of people's collections just end up over in his place. So
this
count.
This is no bullshit. Random bots get mailed to me.
Look.
Yes.
You see, look. It's going.
This did happen earlier this year. As a Christmas present, someone just sent Magnus a whole bunch of bots. We have no idea who it came from.
Blokies. There was two cases of Blokies just arrived, and it said, "Don't open till you're live." So it's somebody that watches.
That's awesome.
But no one's ever.
There's another one going.
Take credit of it.
They're slowly ending up at his house. So before we sign off, Impactor Productions also says, fellow filmmaker to filmmaker, keep it up no matter what. I will try and get out to you and see if I can help in sharing this out as well.
Much love. Thank you.
Cool. So yeah, so we're gonna round up for the evening, but definitely it was great having you to hang out here, and and we'll get this out to everywhere, and then you share it as well, and we'll see how much we can get it out there within the next few days before the deadline.
What is the deadline, if you don't mind me asking?
The 26th,
Wednesday.
I think it is.
Yeah, I think it's Wednesday.
Oh wow.
Yeah, we're
Right.
we're down in the wire.
Get up
Hey.
there and roll out.
All we need is a little energon and a lot of luck.
A lot of luck.
And on that note, to all are one.
To all or one. Thanks, guys.
We now return you to the children of Primus.